Bemidbar, Numbers chapter 5. And Yahuah spoke to Moshe, saying, Command the children of Israel to send out of the camp every leper, and everyone who has a discharge, and whoever becomes defiled for a being. Send out both male and female. Send them outside the camp, so that they do not defile their camps in the midst of which I dwell. And the children of Israel did so to send them outside of the camp, as Yahuah had spoken to Moshe, so the children of Israel did. And Yahuah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel. When a man or woman commits any sin that men commit in trespass against Yahuah, and that being is guilty, then they shall confess their sin which they have done, and he shall restore his guilt in its principal plus 1/5 of it, and give it to whom he has been guilty. But if the man has no relative to restore the guilt to, the guilt which is restored goes to Yahuah for the Kohen, in addition to the ram of the atonement with which atonement is made for him. And every contribution of all the Kodesh gifts of the children of Israel which they bring to the Kohen becomes his. And every man's Kodesh gifts becomes his. Whatever any man gives the Kohen becomes his. And Yahuah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When any man's wife turns aside and has committed a trespass against him, and a man has intercourse with her, and it is hidden from the eyes of her husband, and it is concealed that she has defiled herself, and there was no witness against her, nor was she caught, and a spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he becomes jealous of his wife who has defiled herself, or a spirit of jealousy comes upon him, and he becomes jealous of his wife, although she has not defiled herself, then the man shall bring his wife to the Kohen, and he shall bring the offering for her, 1/10 of an ephah of barley flour. He is not to pour oil on it or put frankincense on it, because it is a grain offering of jealousy, an offering for remembering, for bringing wickedness to remembrance. And the Kohen shall bring her near, and shall make her stand before Yahuah. And the Kohen shall take Kodesh water in an earthen vessel, and take some of the dust that is on the floor of the Mishkan, and put it into the water. And the Kohen shall make the woman stand before Yahuah, and shall uncover the woman's head, and put the offering for remembering in her hands, which is the grain offering of jealousy, while the Kohen holds in his hand the bitter water that brings a curse. And the Kohen shall make her swear, and say to the woman, If no man has lain with you, and if you have not turned aside to uncleanness under your husband, be free from this bitter water that brings a curse. But if you have turned aside under your husband, and if you have defiled yourself, and some man other than your husband has lain with you, then the Kohen shall make the woman swear with the oath of the curse, and he shall say to the woman, Yahuah make you a curse and an oath among your people, when Yahuah makes your thigh waste away and your abdomen swell. And this water that causes the curse shall go into your inward parts, and make your abdomen swell and your thigh waste away. And the woman shall say, Amen, Amen. And the Kohen shall write these curses in a book, and shall wipe them off into the bitter water, and shall make the woman drink the bitter water that brings the curse, and the water that brings the curse shall enter her to become bitter. And the Kohen shall take the grain offering of jealousy from the woman's hand, and shall wave the offering before Yahuah, and bring it to the altar. And the Kohen shall take a hand filled with the offering as its remembrance offering, and burn it on the altar, and afterward make the woman drink the water. And when he has made her drink the water, then it shall be, if she has defiled herself and has committed a trespass against her husband, that the water that brings the curse shall enter her and become bitter, and her abdomen shall swell, and her thigh shall waste away, and the woman shall become a curse among her people. But if the woman has not defiled herself and is clean, Then she shall be clear and shall conceive children. This is the Torah of jealousy, when a wife turns aside under her husband and defiles herself, or when a spirit of jealousy comes upon a man, and he becomes jealous of his wife. Then he shall make the woman stand before Yahuah, and the Kohen shall do to her all this Torah. And the man shall be clear from wickedness, but the woman bear her wickedness. Bemidbar, Numbers chapter 6. And Yahuah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when a man or woman separates by making a vow of a Nazirite to be separate to Yahuah, he separates from wine and strong drink. He drinks neither vinegar of wine nor vinegar of strong drink, neither does he drink any grape juice nor eat grapes or raisins. All the days of his separation he does not eat whatever is made of the grapevine from seed to skin. All the days of the vow of his separation a razor does not come upon his head until the days are completed for which he separates himself to Yahuah. He is Kodesh. He shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow long. All the days of his separation to Yahuah he does not go near a dead body. He does not make himself unclean for his father or for his mother, for his brother or his sister when they die, because his separation to Elohim is on his head. All the days of his separation he is Kodesh to Yahuah. And when anyone dies beside him in an instant suddenly, and he has defiled the head of his separation, then he shall shave his head on the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day he shaves it. And on the 8th day he brings 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the Kohen to the door of the tent of appointment. And the Kohen shall prepare one as a sin offering and the other as a burnt offering, and shall make atonement for him, because he sinned by reason of the dead body. And he shall kadosh his head on that day, and shall separate to Yahuah the days of his separation, and shall bring a male lamb a year old as a guilt offering. But the former days are not counted, because his separation was defiled. And this is the Torah of the Nazirite. When the days of his separation are completed, he is brought to the door of the tent of appointment, and he shall bring his offering to Yahuah, 1 male lamb a year old, a perfect one, as a burnt offering, and 1 ewe lamb a year old, a perfect one, as a sin offering, and 1 ram, a perfect one, as a peace offering, and a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mixed with oil, and unleavened thin cakes anointed with oil, and their grain offering with their drink offerings. And the Kohen shall bring them before Yahuah, and prepare his sin offering and his burnt offering. And he shall prepare the ram as a peace offering to Yahuah, together with a basket of unleavened bread. And the Kohen shall prepare its grain offering and its drink offering. And the Nazirite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tent of appointment, and shall take the hair from the head of his separation, and shall put it on the fire which is under the slaughtering of the peace offering. And the Kohen shall take the boiled shoulder of the ram, and 1 unleavened cake from the basket, and 1 unleavened thin cake, and put them upon the hands of the Nazirite after he has shaved his dedicated hair. Then the Kohen shall wave them a wave offering before Yahuah. It is Kodesh for the Kohen, besides the breast of the wave offering, and besides the thigh of the contribution. And afterwards the Nazirite shall drink wine. This is the Torah of the Nazirite, who vows to Yahuah the offering for his separation, and besides that, whatever else his hand is able to provide. According to the vow which he takes, so he shall do according to the Torah of his separation. And Yahuah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to Aharon and his sons, saying, This is how you, Barak, the children of Yisrael, say to them, Yahuah barak you and guard you. Yahuah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahuah lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Yisrael, and I myself shall barak them.